Hello guys, this is Young, and of course today I have OSMO Action with me. And the very first test I'm going to do is sort of side-by-side comparison on the nighttime capability, and especially really focus on OSMO Action for how it can cope with a nighttime sort of cityscape video. I'm here on the busiest district and I'm going to take the tram. Yes. To do a little bit of like stability, the rock steady versus hyper smooth of GoPro. Okay, so let's test it out. Start recording.
I actually decided to get on the tram because I saw this on the advertisement of OSMO Action. However, it was not achievable.
This is how shaky the tram is.
Getting on the tram is an excellent way for me to test out the rock steady versus hyper smooth. First thing I noticed is that super wide of GoPro still has hyper smooth, whereas Rocksteady in OSMO Action, while it's still very wide, it does not compare to the super wide of GoPro. With the help of heavy crop, OSMO Action is better at stable footage. Without Rocksteady mode, the crop goes away, so actually the field of view is comparable with GoPro super wide. That's a great news. And also, it's not too shaky. It's far better than my Sony Alpha 6 400. I find GoPro lighting a bit brighter and maybe also slightly lemony as well in terms of color. Although I don't think you can see it on the YouTube screen, but the actual image, I actually found GoPro footage less noisy than OSMO Action. I'll share the raw footage in the link down below. The key difference is that OSMO Action actually has an LCD screen in the front. GoPro just has monotone setting display. The funny thing about OSMO Action display, there is a delay of about 1 second in the back as well as front display. For linear mode in OSMO Action, you need to go and de-warp. And you can also set linear mode in GoPro as well.
See, it's on linear mode right now, and I'm not entirely sure because it's a very noisy environment right now. Actually, let me change the setting to non-linear. My face might be very big. So this is my setting right now. So the camera is obviously very close to me. I hope you guys can hear me. The camera is only like not even arm's length, less than arm's length away from me, and I'm inside the tram, so it's rattling quite a bit.
So there is HDR video mode in OSMO Action. I think what it does, at least for the nighttime I can see, so overall it would brighten up the footage, and I think white balance is actually better here as well. I think HDR may be more relevant during daytime. And another thing about HDR, while I quite like the color of it, it does not have rock steady. OSMO Action has Timelapse mode, which can generate automatically 4K video, whereas GoPro has night time-lapse photos. During daytime, you can use the time-lapse video, but for nighttime, you should use the nighttime photos. While the quality is pretty good, the downside of it is that you have to stitch the photos together. So I haven't actually used the night time-lapse photos from GoPro ever. So this is photo from OSMO Action, and if you want the full wide angle view, then you should go for 4:3 rather than 16:9, and that's same for GoPro as well. GoPro actually has specifically nighttime photo mode where it's very intuitive to use, but once you sort of get used to the manual setting, then you can change the settings in either cameras.
With the Rocksteady, of course, there's going to be some crop. So compare this, and then I'll actually step back again and then film again without Rocksteady and see how shaky it is.
DJI says that the crop factor is about 18 to 22%, which I find it quite large, and especially given that I would mostly use Rocksteady, this angle is definitely not as wide as what you find in GoPro Super View, which has hyper smooth.
I didn't even actually switch into quick switch because once you do quick switch, it's a little bit hard to change the setting, and while I'm testing I need to change setting all the time, so I just decided kind of not to do the quick switch.
So now I'm actually comparing the footages from the camera. Like on the laptop, the proper display, I'm seeing slightly different result from what I saw on the display. Both are not amazing because it's nighttime, but what we've seen on Osmo Action, it feels very different from what I actually saw in the display. I'm going to definitely test out more on Osmo Action, sort of versus the GoPro. Maybe even Osmo Pocket, let's see how it goes. Yeah, tomorrow I'm thinking about going to the seaside, so if you guys are interested in more testing of Osmo Action, then please stay tuned, subscribe, and like this video. See you!